Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Break the Record Live here with ESA. My name is Bowie the Hero. I'm joined by Alibaba here to take you through a little bit of commentary for our fourth Break the Record Live with Dark Souls. We're doing the all bosses category. Our runners will be doing all of the bosses in Dark Souls, including the extras from DLC. We have a $5,000 prize pool, courtesy of one of our sponsors, Kaspersky. Thank you very much to them for supporting the event and supporting the community in such a way. 7 runners have qualified to take part in the event to win as much as they can from that prize pool based on the best time they can get during the event. We're coming up to the last quarter of our first day of 3 total days of speedrunning. We're really trying to celebrate the process of grinding and getting these, putting the time in to get our best PBs. But we are back and we have some interesting developments from when we just took that break.
Yeah, so where we left off, we were watching Nax, and he was making his way through Duke's archives, though sadly after he picked up the magic shield, he got memed by the channeler and died. But looking at Gentov, he seems to be a minute ahead after Sif, on his way to Sif now, so it's looking pretty good for him.
Sometimes you can't quite make it through every single fight. Now, a thing I was going to ask specifically when it comes to the menuing element of this, because obviously grabbing items and reattuning magic at different points, of course. But I wanted to ask, to get a little bit of insight into why, in particular, we're applying and like either removing or re-equipping specific pieces of equipment. Because sometimes it's the full amount, sometimes it's just the chest piece. I was wondering what the reasoning for that was.
Well, the main reason for it in Remastered is because of the meme world glitch, and generally what that is that for some reason, I don't know the exact technicalities, but when your weight is about between 26 and 29.1%, if you mid-roll in mid-air, you can chain them, and you will get iframes and can survive lethal falls with them. So you kind of want your equipment to be set up in a way so that you only need to equip one more item before you do the roll. So that's why they wear armor throughout the run, and different pieces of equipment.
Fair. We've got Catalyst who's semi-naked right now as well, you see. So it's kind of always a shifting thing, which is nice. A little bit of flexibility. So, Sif is down. And going for the Moonlight Butterfly. Bit of a different order here as well. And when we talked about this, there are going to be like slight different orders here that our runners will do. Different approaches to strategies. And I think as well soul routing as well. I mean, some people will decide and choose to kind of go for a dupe here. As we have seen in the past, like use the Homeward Bone instead. I believe that's Mintius's strat, if I'm not mistaken.
Iron Boy does it as well.
Iron Boy does it as well. So there's different approaches to these, which is kind of interesting. Keeps it fresh.
Yeah. So now Gentov's making his way to the DLC. We'll hope he had better luck than Kata did on his last run.
Yeah. Kata already back into it though. Going to grab the red tier stone ring now. Just getting through the Valley of the Drakes. Done his soul dupe. Picked up an extra soul item. Equips the Homeward Bone. So obviously you don't want to... did the dupe, I believe, on the elevator on the way down. And then... grabs another item to dupe later on. So in case you're probably wondering, if you're just joining us and kind of maybe unsure as to why our runners are so powerful at certain points, there's a duplication glitch in this game which uses the brightness menu to overlap one menu to another. And by storing a value of an item value, basically up to 99 or even 999, you're using other items in the game. I believe so. I think the runners kind of like select arrows and go to 999, and it basically stores that value in the game's memory. So by overlaying 2 menus, which is what Catalyst is doing right now, he actually has the ability to get a fake 99 of a soul item, uses that, pops it, and gets a huge amount of souls, which firstly allows our runners to pick up all the spells and abilities they need at the beginning of the game, but also allows them to hard level into their specific build, which is going to be intelligence as the main stat, obviously. endurance helps out for a variety of reasons, I believe, like equip weights as well as excess running speed, and also the ability to tank 3 hits from Calamite, as well as things like attunement, which is in order to equip more spells, and dexterity to have the fastest cast speed.
Yeah, so speaking about the glitch I was just mentioned, it's actually a remaster only thing. And the reason for that is because in the original game, you actually can do the same double menu setup with the brightness. But in remaster, you can use more than one item at the same time. Whereas in Prepared to Die edition, you cannot. You have to use it one at a time. So you can only do the pocket framt, as it's known as in this game, which is pretty unique, I suppose, and pretty cool.
Another gold split coming out from Catalyst on the red tier frame ring split. He's just been absolutely smashing that split all day. Like every single run, he just gets another gold for it. Okay, Artorias again. We'll have to see how well it will go for Gentov. The DLC's been a little bit of a bane for a lot of our runners today.
Yeah, it's quite rough with sorcery, especially on a boss like Artorias, who can, just jump away and whatnot, or do flips.
The Ornstein effect, almost. we saw a really trolly Ornstein a bit earlier today, who dodged I think 10 casts. It was brutal.
So it just sounds like the normal fight. So yeah, he took the bonfire beforehand, so he will be able to run back if he dies.
He's trying to keep that as safe as possible. Okay, so here's the Artorias fight. We'll get through this, and I'll mention a thought I had because it's kind of interesting to note. There we go. Okay, good chunk of damage. This is a nice thing. He's got a long wind up for that move, so it's really good to kind of get a few extra casts in.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Good. Big man goes down. Okay, not too much time loss. So the thing I was going to mention is that currently looking at Gentov's run, 1 minute 14 ahead after Artorias, and that's against his kind of current PB of the 113 flat. So Mintius is currently in 6th position on the leaderboard with a 112.36, which means that Gentov only needs to PB, from what you're seeing right in front of you, by 25 seconds to be ahead. So that means he's currently looking to jump up a place on the leaderboard right now. Currently, Gentov's event time is a 1:39.49, the no reset he did earlier today, which was eventful, let's say. So looking obviously in great position to get a better event time, but specifically looking to jump up a place on the board, which is very nice.
So this fight here is the main reason why he picked up the Great Magic Shield earlier, and that's because what you're normally supposed to do is trigger the fight, and then go back, grab the crest key, go up the tower, and speak to Goth, and he will shoot down Calamite for you, and then you can fight him on the ground. However, with Magic Shield, or Great Magic Shield, you can actually block his fire, and if you stand in a specific spot based on what he does, you can actually shoot Soul Spears at him and kill him that way, which is a couple of minutes faster than doing the intended way of doing it. Or the way you should do it, I should say.
They're definitely one of the stronger points as well of the magic build as a whole, because if you're going physical, you cannot do this.
Yeah, it was one of the big things that made this route the fastest for this category. So, as you can see, you can just block the fire and be fine. And that's also the reason he bought the Kite Shield as well.
this fight. There is a little bit of RNG to this as well in terms of time loss. So there's two things that Calamite can do, and that's you can either kind of do a quick cycle, or it has one where it flies right behind the mountain and just kind of costs even more time. So like that. So one of those things where there's a little bit of time loss that can happen that you just can't do anything about. You just have to watch the time tick away. But yeah, you see the 1, 2, 3 hits, just enough endurance to ankle 3. And there it goes. That Twitch means it's
gold.
gone. Yeah, yeah, nice. Good time save. And then the last boss of this segment here, Manus, which is, yeah, one of the tankier ones, isn't it? It takes, I think, like 7 soul spear shots.
Yeah, I think he actually has the most HP of any boss in the game. Like, it's like 6,000 something.
Yeah, it's coming to be the top of the hour as well. So I believe I will be jumping out momentarily, and we'll have Ash and Duck returning to the commentary booth to join you. I'll bring them in. We just had a break, so I'm not going to take a break just yet, but I will drag them both in and suddenly reveal to them that they are now live on Break the Record Live. Yeah, well, welcome back, Duck and Ash. How are you guys?
Doing great.
That was sudden.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
was. We were having a lovely chat in the other channel about grabbing some tea during break, and suddenly we're here.
I'm so sorry. I probably should have, taken a little bit more of a moment, but we just taken a break, so I couldn't take one now. I didn't check if you were ready, but that's showbiz, baby. I will jump out. Ali, it's been a pleasure casting with you. I'll leave you in the very capable hands of Ash and Duck. Everyone, enjoy. I'll see you guys a little bit later. We've got some great runs going on. Keep on enjoying. We've got plenty more action to come. So I'll see you guys soon.
Yep. Thank you so much, boys. See you later. All right, everyone. So we have with us just a brief introduction. I'm Ashwin. I'm going to be here with you for a next segment before it gets taken over by another caster. We also have Duck here with us, who's going to be joining Alibaba in the great commentary that you have before you.
Hello. Oh gosh.
Hello.
Didn't cast hidden body. Oh no. This is awkward. Okay, he's cut out. You might have a chance, but yeah. Normally you'd have hidden body when you run through that area. Yeah, he's probably a bit late on that. This is spooky. So now he has to dodge and listen for dark beads from this source. Oh, and not. Yeah, I think he died there. Did he die before he quit out? No. Okay. Just, yeah. Very spooky.
So it seems that Gentov is actually 1 minute and 47 seconds, like ahead of their PB. This is actually really interesting because like it's just bad RNG happening in this segment. We'll get to see what happens after Manus. A little bit of a spooky fight.
Spooky fight, spooky entrance to the fight.
Yes,
made it
spooky
through.
area.
And now he's even further ahead, so that's good.
That's fantastic. 2 minutes and 36 seconds with Gentov.
Yeah. I like that this splits 3 kings. That's showing some confidence.
I think someone else had 1 king question mark as their like segments.
I think that's the
name. Yeah, it's pretty
that's
fantastic.
Iron Boy's split is 1 king question mark.
Speaking of Iron Boy, we have Iron Boy in the bottom right corner, making their way towards
All right.
Iron Golem.
I didn't see what got Kata, but must have been an ONS. Yeah, Iron Boy going through Sens, Dan getting RTSR, and Kentoffer going for 4 kings, or hopefully less than 4 kings, for sure.
So, taking a look at Gentov's best possible time, it says 103.06 here.
That seems unlike. That seems low.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a look at the splits here to make sure that everything is in order.
Alright. Anyway. Yeah, so see if Kentoffer can get 1 king. You can see he's actually still going to drop an item, which is actually to locate where the 2nd king will spawn if things don't go according to plan. Speaking of things not going according to plan.
Ooh, okay, quit out. While Gentov is quitting out here to redo the 4 Kings fight, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Alibaba, for being here with us as a community caster, for an amazing commentary and making these runs so very enjoyable. But as I understand, you are tired for the day, and I think you should go get some well-deserved rest. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you, Ash. I will be casting again tomorrow, so good luck, Ash and Duck, with your commentary.
Thank you. Have a
Alright,
nice
goodbye.
night. See you
Yeah,
around
man.
for another shift.
Yeah.
All right, Duck, it's
Okay.
just you and me. How's it
And
looking?
It looks like we're getting 2 kings, which is still better than 3 kings in split. So looks like he missed a bead or something, because he's got like just a tiny bit of health left on the last king. It's always infuriating. It's just that if you take the first shot from just slightly too far away, you'll just miss. Just like, I think just a couple of beads is already, you've missed too much. I think you can miss 1. That.
So, I think it's. I'm looking at Gentov's splits here. I don't know if you have them pulled up, Duck, but I'm trying to find the culprit here. That's giving us like a false error. And it seems like he really gained a lot of time on Hydra compared to his PB length. But. And it managed to beat one of his best, so. Managed to get another gold on Butterfly as well.
Yeah, it's always good. We'll see. Yeah, he lost some time on that 4 kings, because how that started. Oh yeah, going on to Priscilla and Gwendolyn, while everyone else is sort of still in early game territory.
Yeah, we got Iron
Yeah.
Boy in Orlando making their way to ONS, the first crucial 18 minutes of this run to see whether we have a run going for Iron Boy. Same with Dan making his way through Sense all the way to Iron Golem, also on his way to an Orlando, and Kata in the early phases of a run in the Undead Berg. So lots of runs undergoing, with our attention at Gentov to see whether he will actually be able to get a personal best, maybe
Yeah,
the second one at this event.
Yeah, it'd be good if he can keep a lot of this time. Most of the late game is sort of nice, but there's still like just enough stuff to trip you up. Particular the gaping segment can be interesting.
Is that where you feel like the biggest losses can happen at this point?
It's one of those ones where when you get there, it's like sometimes you'll just get the jump like first try and everything will go really smooth, and then other times it seems like it's been patched. You know, if this jump is impossible, like, you just keep jumping at this bit of railing and nothing works.
How difficult would you say it is to be able to do the sequence break at Capra into Gaping?
So the Capra segment is relatively straightforward. You've just got to make the jump over, and that is like you watch it a couple of times, you can probably do it. The Gaping one is like sometimes it's easy, and then sometimes it's just impossible. It's like there's nothing in there that like seems like technically difficult, but just getting like that jump onto the railing and then getting the jump off the railing can just be like elusive, you know. You just seems to not be working for you. I mean, as we've seen in a few runs today already.
Did you notice Gentoph with just like a word of prayer before Priscilla for the Ramon glitch?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see. Okay, Gentoph is alright. The
Safe,
run is
yeah.
okay to keep going.
Alright, meanwhile we've got Iron Boy going into ONS.
Yeah, let's actually take a look at that. Let's see Iron
Take a look
Boy's
at
ONS
ONS
segment,
as
because
well.
this is always very interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Just because,
Hey, that's a good start.
yeah, it's fantastic
Yep.
start actually.
Yeah, excellent.
Wow.
That's just what you want. But this is less what you want. But okay.
But it still, Smo was pretty ideal for the
Yeah,
initial
that was
phase
good.
of that
It's
fight.
like, yeah, as long as the shovel isn't anywhere dangerous when the phase changes, because he will leave that hitbox of the shovel behind, and you know, if you're not
Lingering
paying attention,
hitboxes are not nice. Yeah, you can
it's
walk
pretty
into
easy
it.
to walk into that one.
Mhm.
I think every Dark Souls runner has done that.
This is going really well for Iron Boy. That was,
Yeah, that was
a
a really
super
good
clean
ONS. You can
fight.
see he looks pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I would be happy with that too, because Smo completely, like, for the most part, stayed clear of the first part with Ornstein.
Yeah.
Ornstein wasn't hopping around and just gave like Iron Boy the ability to just take them out.
Yeah.
That that was
There
a
you
goal.
go.
There, yeah. I would be happy with that too. 15 seconds.
Those are good fights when you just Ornstein just gives you nice RNG and you get Smo just stuck on the pillar. So that's good.
We've seen less than stellar fights today at ONS too, so
We've seen, yeah, there have been
and
some...
it has nothing to do with like players' abilities. Sometimes it just really just gets messy.
It's one of those things, like if the start of the fight goes really well, you're usually okay. But if you don't get like the first hit in, it can just be a complete mess, and there's not really not much you can do about it, other than, you know, try and bait out an attack from Ornstein that you can punish, so he can't hop really fast. Like if you just run away, sometimes he'll hop when you attack, and you'll never hit him. But so quite often you want to get him to do like a slow sort of attack that you can then hit him as he finishes it, and he won't be able to jump. Although sometimes he can jump really quickly out of it. So anyway, we've got Gentoph now going into the Capra and Gaping segment we were talking about. If we want to,
Yeah, I'm gonna switch
swap
over to
back
that
for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was sort of like a fun thing with the ladder. It's just a remaster thing that you get a little push up from the ladder, and if you turn, you can keep it, and it gets you onto that railing of sorts. There.
Yeah, it looks like he made a great jump over the edge as well.
Yeah,
He's
and
gonna
you
be used-
actually, yeah. You use the animation. Out of an animation, you roll further for some reason. So that gets him across. I think he quit out
Oh.
early. Yeah. He's going to have to do the fight again. So probably heal.
Right, and I think you were saying earlier when we had a shift earlier on in the day that it's all about like the buckling of
Didn't
Capra's
heal.
knees.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah,
did
it's
not
when he
get that
lands on his
momentum.
knees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and he really needs to heal.
that's the
I think he'll
momentum that you
survive,
were
but not
talking
if he
about.
gets hit by a dog. Yeah, there we go. Good. Thank you. Thank you for healing and not causing us any heart attacks in here.
Ooh.
Oh no.
He's having a
I
hard
think
time with that
his
momentum.
issue, There's another thing about it's not just like the momentum from that, it's like how close you are to the edge, and you'll see he's like really close to the edge of this area, and that actually
Here
means you
it
don't
is.
roll as far. He made it this time, and
Yeah.
it's okay to do this with full control, thankfully, because that saves
Okay.
you some health. Okay, third time. He's lost 30 seconds. But
It's upsetting when that happens like
okay.
over and over,
Yeah,
so it can be a little bit
and
frustrating.
oftentimes these things are like that though. It's like once you failed it once, you get into that mindset of like, why can't I do this? Why can't I? And you just
Yeah,
keep
what am I doing
spamming
wrong? And
things
just
or whatever.
evaluating and chewing yourself out in that
Yeah.
moment. Yeah, it is definitely very tough, especially when you're this far in a run. I would say you don't want things like this happening because it can kind of like demoralize you for the rest of it. But hopefully it goes well for Gentov here because there's still a little bit more going out of bounds in the depths here to make sure that he gets to a specific railing that he wants to jump over.
Oh,
And
that's probably not
ooh,
what he meant to cast.
yeah.
I think.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah,
that rat was getting
that's more
aggressive
like it.
there.
He probably, good. He wants to heal there as well.
Yes. So what he needs to
Okay.
do here is jump over the
Oh.
railing, which he didn't first try. That's perfect.
All the other mess, and then first try railing jump.
Yeah, at least that worked out for him because otherwise he would just have to consistently do that over and over to get onto this railing
Yeah.
and get into the gaping dragon fights, which he
Nice.
managed to do.
Oh gosh, get the right spell out quick.
I feel that. I feel
Oh,
the
he
nerves.
landed in like the one spot in the arena which doesn't give you RTSR as well.
Yeah, that was tough. And so we were talking about this earlier, but if you don't get RTSR, for some of these fights, it can be virtually impossible, like Manus.
Yeah.
And if they're not impossible, they're just, a lot, like a big time loss. And we just saw a little bit of that with Gentov.
Thankfully, it's mostly like the early up to the DLC and a lot of the early game stuff. A lot of the late game stuff, it's annoying if you don't get RTSR, but it'll only cost you like a couple of hits. There's a few bosses that are exceptions, like Nito. You want RTSR for Kings, obviously. A lot of the other stuff, it's not like game over kind of thing. It's just slow. You lose time because of hits, but it's not. You can still do the fights.
Yeah, so also, like he's still, according to the splits, and we're gonna have to see how that pans out at the end. He's still ahead in his run.
Oh gosh, having a little fist fight with a skeleton.
A little spooky.
Yeah, definitely spooky. And Kata is not enjoying his Hellkite RNG. Sadly, not being kind to him. You see
Also
Nax
got
has
Nax.
started up again.
Yeah, Nax starting up
We
again.
both spotted that.
Yeah, Iron Boy making it to Sif. Maybe actually we want to take a look at that, because Sif can be another one of those annoying fights. Just with the nature, like kind of like ONS, just hopping all over the place, taking chip damage, spells not landing because, Sif is not staying still.
Yeah, because Sif hop.
And Iron Boy is at least ahead here. Lost a bit of time on Gargoyles. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that. Quite a bit of time, actually.
Oh, yeah.
But still ahead. That actually went very well.
Yeah.
That went very well for Iron Boy, taking out Sif rather cleanly.
Oh.
Ooh.
Nice gold.
Did we get a death on Gentov here?
Looks like it, because he's running back. So yeah, that's unfortunate.
Iron Boy making up for some of the lost time in the Gargoyle segments and the Sif segment, being 18 seconds ahead with a nice little gold of 1 second.
I didn't see what got Gentov. Hopefully it wasn't Pinwheel.
I would imagine it probably has something to do with the skeletons in the catacombs, the bone wheels, if anything.
Yeah, that's like, you can get a skull on the air rolls down.
That could have happened too. I feel like there's something that really hasn't been spoken about today, Duck, is Not air rolls, I
Gosh.
guess. Meme rolls.
These rolls, those rolls. He
Ooh.
bounced off about every surface on the way down.
Yeah, he did.
was
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up
spooky.
Gentoff's stream right here. That was definitely concerning. Can you
Oh.
explain meme rolls for us? Tell us how they work. Why is it that you can endlessly roll in the air like that?
Well, I guess it's kind of like how is what's that, but why is, you know, that's the mystery of animations in this
Yeah.
game.
60 FPS making impossible.
Well, making it easy. Yeah, so the way it's done is you get into sort of mid roll, but you're in sort of low mid roll, which as the game it should be continuous if the game ran at sort of infinite frames a second. But because it's broken into 60, you get sort of tiers of how much equipment you have and how many frames the rolls take. And when you're like in the first sort of tier, in this case of like mid roll, for whatever reason, when you're in the air, you can just chain rolls, and this means that as long as you land during the part of a roll where you would have iframes, you don't take any damage. And as a double thing, if you cast fall control when you do it, it doesn't matter where in the fall you land, you don't take any damage. Which is quite nice for a few.
And that's why the Bastard Sword is bought in this route, so that you can have the right equip load when you want to do those rolls.
Yeah, you'll actually see Iron Boy does a different setup. He uses the giant halberd.
Oh,
which
interesting.
Is also why you'll quite often see he's using the target shield, because the target shield is lighter. I'm pretty sure that he does giant halberd and target shield is his setup. I didn't know that. I just spotted it today that's what he's been doing. It seems that seems to work for him. So you can get the.
He has it equipped
halberd
right now as he's doing Hydra.
Yeah. Quite a lot of people would pull out like the heavier shield for things like Hydra, so you can just block if you need to. But with the new strats, you generally shouldn't. Okay,
It seems like a relatively fair fight, Hydra. Let's see.
Yeah, we just saw Gentoffer doing the blocking strats for Nito.
Mm-hmm. That one's a really interesting kind of like nuance within sort of stances in Dark Souls, that if you're like two-handed, your stance is just like slightly wider than the hitbox of that scream, so it goes like right between you.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that was actually
the hitbox is just smaller than the stance with certain weapons. It's not every weapon that lets you do this, and if you try and do it with a shield, that doesn't work either. It's only sort of ones that give you that sort of slightly wider stance, because the hitbox for it is just slightly smaller. And yeah, I think I've seen like there's just a picture. It's just like a little semi-sphere, I guess, that pops up.
I think it's one of the interesting thing about, like, you know, the community looking into like hitboxes and stuff like that, understanding how they work. It's just sometimes it's just bewildering to see exactly what those hitboxes look like.
Catalyst up on Hydra again. Come on. Please give.
You mean Hellkites?
Let him continue the run. Oh yeah. Sorry, my brain.
No, that's okay. Yeah, he's going up the Hellkite. This is the notorious run killer.
Kata just saw it immediately and just stopped already. Oh man, this is unfortunate. He's getting like a chain of these.
Yeah, it's not going well for Kata. He's been trying really hard to get a run in. The last one ending abruptly at Artorias, with just Artorias misbehaving.
Just wants to get probably like one more run in this evening at least.
Yeah, I would imagine. Apparently Kata, this has happened to Kata 3 times now, so he's about to go
in a row. I saw 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's rough.
3 times, nice.
But yeah, Gentoff is actually, you know, on pace here for a PB and a good time for the event, like upping their staging gear if all goes well. And, you know, with Quelaag, Ceaseless Centipede, you know, Bed of Chaos, the entire segment in Izalith, there's a good chance everything will go smoothly.
Please. Be careful what you're saying. Be careful. What you're saying.
I'm
I was
just
watching
saying,
this and seeing him
my
not
only
go for the
concern,
stagger.
my only concern is
That's it.
Toki bombs and Firestorm at this point. But I have confidence in Gentov to take it home.
I was just a little worried about where he was standing. Quite like spewing lava
Yeah.
everywhere. And he's like, yeah, he's just a little bit close.
I mean, as long as
Didn't
all
go for
goes
the,
well with the
stagger.
aiming with Centipede and
Yeah. Yeah, Centipede's been a...
Speaking of good paces, Iron Boy, let's take a look at what he's doing right now as we wait for
yes.
Gentov to take this home, and hopefully he does. So, Iron Boy actually managed to get a gold split on Hydra and Dusk, 4 seconds, close to 5. And they're, let's see, ahead by 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a nice... They seem to be taking into the Seath and the sort of mid... I guess it's kind of mid-game, this sort of area. And, yeah, this is kind of interesting. He cast this Soul Mass just
The
to
Soul
take out
Mass.
that one enemy.
I can tell
must
you,
have-
that
he
one has
must have
killed my
got
runs
the-
before.
Yeah.
Whenever
Like,
you see a runner do something like that, you know that something bad must have happened to them in the past, involving that enemy in particular.
Yeah, just looking at it, it's like, yeah, he's been stabbed by that.
A
That
little
hollow
bit of
before.
traumatic experience. So he's going to be doing the Duke upwarp, going out of
Yeah.
bounds and making his way to Seath. Hopefully he gets this first try. And you know what? We've actually seen... Ooh.
Yeah, he does this punch strat.
Yeah,
don't know,
I haven't seen that before today.
don't know if the arrow was intended.
I'm kind
It
of...
seems to have worked.
Yeah,
but
it worked out pretty well. I wonder if that's
arrow
part of the
in the
setup.
back is interesting. I mean, it is like if you wait there, you will get hit by an arrow. That's not
I will
especially random.
say, he did not put the dust ring on, which a lot of runners do to set up RTSR here. And the dust ring halves your HP.
It
And when
looks
you
like
take
he's-
it back off, it
Yeah.
doesn't exactly put you back at full HP. It puts you only at the halfway mark. See, he also kills a sorcerer here, which other runners don't do. We saw Kata, I believe, die twice to it today, or was it Kata and someone else?
Yeah, I think it was Kata and someone. I can't remember who was the other. He did swap the dust ring there, even though he'd taken a hit.
Yeah, so I would say, like,
Yeah.
Iron Boy knows where his runs get lost, and he's
Yeah.
not taking any chances. He wants to take this run home.
Okay. So Nax made it past Hellkite, and
Nice job, Nax.
Kata's just getting to Lower Berg. Oh, didn't get the jump he wanted first try. Oh, not happy with that. Right.
You know, this actually might be the best time to take a quick 3-minute break.
Yeah.
We're going to break away for 3 minutes while we see Gentov making their way through Izalith, hopefully taking this run home, Iron Boy making their way through Seath, and making their way eventually to the DLC. Nax starting a run, that's great, and Catalyst still trying to get one of his runs going. This would be a fantastic time to take a break. We would like to thank the sponsors of this event, Kaspersky, for making a $5,000 pool available for these runners to win. As you'll see at the bottom of the screen, you will see several standings where the runners are at, the prize pools associated with each one of the places, 1,500 going to the first place, 1,000 going to the second, and so forth on the screen. So thank you, Kaspersky, for making that happen. Thank you, Twitch, for as well being part of this event. And we are going to go on a very short break, and we'll be returning with these runners after 3 minutes. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere.